Okay, welcome to Shareability Uganda e-learning. My name is Nelson Bitswamba. This is my telephone number. Our email at elearning@shareability.net. In today's video, we shall be able to learn about solving fractions of different denominators. In this topic, we shall be able to understand if we give you fractions of different denominators, how do they look like, how do you solve them, which method do you use, and how do you come up with the answer. So here we are dealing with addition of fraction with different denominators, then subtraction with different denominators. We shall be able to see if it is a subtraction of different denominators, if it is a subtraction of a fraction with different denominators, how do you come up with an answer, or which methods do you come up for you to get a right answer. Okay, let's get started with some examples given. They are saying adding fraction of different denominators. So here we're going to start with addition of these fractions. You can see we have our numerator, which is a 1, and our denominator, which is a 2. Okay, plus another fraction which has a numerator 1 and a denominator 3. Okay, so you can see that these denominators, they are totally different. Okay, so in addition, last time we are saying if it is having the same denominators, we just add the numerators, but here because they are having some other different denominators, we shall not add. We shall look out for the way how we first make this the same denominators, then there we shall be able to add. Okay, so here we're going to use a method, the method of equivalent fractions. Okay, you remember how we talked about equivalent fractions, and we learned how we can solve how we can solve equivalent fractions. Okay, so here by method of getting equivalent fraction, 1 out of 2, we are able to get an equivalent fraction of 2 out of 4, which is the same as 1 out of 2. We are able to get a fraction which is 3 out of 6, which is the same as 1 out of 2, and 4 out of 6, which is the same as 1 out of 2. Also 5 out of 10, which is the same as 1 out of 2. Okay, so we also came in and got another equivalent fraction of 1 out of 3 here. We have 1 out of 3 is the same as 2 out of 6, and 3 out of 9 is the same as 1 out of 3. Then 4 out of 12, which is the same as 1 out of 3. So here we shall be able to look out for the common the common equivalent fractions. Okay, how shall we choose this? We shall look at a fraction that have the same denominators. Okay, so you can see here we have the fraction which has the same denominator is 6, is 3 out of 6 and a 2 out of 6. So that means we shall take this fraction and also this fraction to be our common our common equivalent fractions. So when we take this fraction as our common fraction, we shall be able to come down and say if 1 out of 3 then will be equal to 2 out of 6, which is the same as what we get here. We get a denominator, we get our denominator this, and we just add and we add our our numerators, which is 3 out of 6 and 2 out of 6. So when we get our denominator here, we just bring now the numerators and we add them, so we shall be able to get our 5 out of 6. Okay, so in the other way around, we can solve this number also getting the lowest common multiple. Okay, let's try it here using another method. We have 1 out of 2 plus 1 out of 3, which is our fraction. Let's look at another method how we can solve this number. Okay. Okay, let me get a pen tool here. We have 1 out of 2 plus 1 out of 3. So I was introducing a method of using LCM. Using LCM. Okay. LCM means lowest common multiple. So when using LCM, I remember I taught you how to get the LCM, which means lowest common multiple. Okay. So that means here we shall be able to to get the lowest common multiple of these ones and the lowest common multiple of this one. But here we shall just only be able to take the denominators, okay, which is a 2 and a 3. We shall say LCM here will be equal to, you multiply the denominators, which is a 2 times 3. We shall be able to get our answer as what? As 6. Okay. So when we get our answer as 6, our 6 will be our what? Will be our LCM. Okay. So we shall come and bring our 6 here, and we say a 6 divided by what? By a 2, shall be able to get a 3. Shall get a 3. Okay, let me do it from here for more clarification. We shall say 6 divided by 2 shall get a 3. Then a 3 shall be able to say our 3 is going to multiply what? Is going to multiply 1, this one, which is the numerator. Then we shall also add what is 6 divided by 3? Our answer is 2. So also our 2 is going to multiply our numerator, which is 1. Okay. So now here we can complete this. When you get a 3 times 1 plus 2 times 1, so we shall be able here to get our answer as 3 plus 2. Okay, 3 plus 2 out of our 6. Okay, out of what? Out of our 6. So our answer shall be equal to 5 out of 6. You can see that we have got our answers. Let's check whether this answer resembles the other one or it is the same. Yeah, we can see that here we have been able to get the same answers. Okay, so simply that's how we can use our LCM, which is the lowest common multiple, to get the answer. This method is simple and it is not very hard. Okay. So let's look to another example. Here we shall be now looking at subtracting fractions of different what? Denominators. With an example given, we have 3 out of 4 and 2 out of 3. So we shall also start with a method of equivalent fractions. Okay. We said getting an equivalent fraction of this is the same as getting what? Getting any number which might be, you can choose a 2. So when you choose a 2 here, okay, let me show it here. That is 3 out of 4, 3 out of 4, 3 out of 4. So we are going to get the equivalence of this fraction, which is a 3 out of 4. The equivalent of 3 out of 4, we said we can multiply. We can look for any number. Let me assume we have a 2. Using our 2, I'll multiply it by the denominator, by the numerator here 3, and the denominator 4. Okay, times 4. So here we shall be able to get our answers 6 out of, okay, 6 out of, what is the 2 times 4 times 2, I will get 8. Okay, so this is an equivalent fraction of what, of 3 out of 4. So it is still the same fraction. Okay, so you can see that they were able to get our 6 out of 8. So that was as a result of what, of an equivalent fraction. So here we can be able to now know how they came up with these answers. Okay, so we also have another equivalent fraction, which is 9 out of 12. I'll have a 12 out of 16. We'll have 15 out of 20. Okay, so also here we have the equivalent fraction of 2 out of 3. We'll have a 4 out of 6. We'll have a 6 out of 9. We'll have 8 out of 12. We'll have a 10 out of 15. So here we shall be able to look at the fraction, the equivalent fraction which have the common denominators. Let's have a look at here. We have 8, 12, 16, 20. We have 6, 9, 12, 15. So when you look at these denominators, we have a common denominator here, which is a 12 and a 12 here. Okay, so that means we shall be able to take this fraction and this fraction to be used for us to get an answer. Okay, so here we shall simply say 3 out of 4 minus 2 out of 3. Okay, we shall have 3 out of 4 minus 2 out of what? Okay, let's have a look at it. Is 2 out of 3. Okay, 2 out of 3, 2 out of 3. So here we are going to use our common denominator, which is a 12. Okay, we have a 12 as our common what? As our common denominator. Then when you have our common denominator, we can see our 8. We can see our 9, which is the same as 3 out of 4. Then our 8 out of this. So here we shall be able to say 9 minus 4. Okay, 9 minus 8. So here we shall be able to come up with what? With an answer. What is 9 minus 8? Shall be able to get our 1 out of 12. Okay, so this is similar. If we get the LCM of using the LCM equal to 12. Okay, this is 4 times 3, which is 12. Okay, that means here we shall be able to have our 3 out of 4 minus 2 out of 3. So we shall be able to get our LCM as 12. Then when we say 12 divided by 4, our answer is what? 12 divided by 4, our answer is 3. What is 3 times 3? Our answer is 9. Our answer is what? 9 minus what is 12 divided by 3? Our answer is 4. 4 times 2, our answer is 8. Okay, so you can see that we are getting the same what? The same answers, which is a 1 out of 12. So this complies to be our what? Our answer. So when you look at these examples that we are given here, they are able to make an operation of addition again, yet here it was supposed to be subtraction. Okay, here it is supposed to be what? A subtraction. So here they were supposed to get our answers 1 out of 12. Okay, not 17 out of 12. Okay, so this is what they were supposed to get. Okay, so when you use our method of equivalent, it still gives you the same answer as our method of LCM, lowest common multiple. So possibly that's how we can solve numbers of different denominators when given. Hope this video has done you well, and hope you're enjoying it, and hope you have understood. Okay, thank you for watching. For this, I do say thank you very much for watching this video. Please be able to check out and subscribe and watch the coming video. Okay.